What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. Today we're going to be tasting Marius's Euro Hall. So as you guys may know, or may not know, if you follow our Instagram and our stories, then you will know that Marius went to Norway during Christmas to go visit his parents. I did not go on this trip. A lot of people thought I was there, and they're like, "Hey, are you in Norway? Let's go have a drink or whatever." But I wasn't there. Marius was there. You could have had a drink with Marius if he had been paying attention to the stories, but he wasn't. And so you didn't. Maybe next time we're in Europe, when I actually go, we'll all get together and have a drink. For those people who reached out, I guess. All right, today we're going to be tasting Marius's Euro Hall. Marius got a whole bunch of these different liqueurs and vodkas and different things. We got a replacement for our Zubrovka, which Marius's dad picked up for us in Poland. Evidently, Marius's dad goes to Poland a lot, which is good for us. And then he also picked us up some Dubrovka, which is a little bit different. It's all in Polish. We're gonna have to look up the difference, Marius. But what we're gonna start with is this Gammel Dansk. So Gammel Dansk is a Danish bitter liqueur, usually used for festive occasions such as, this is what I read about it. It's used for festive occasions such as breakfast, brunch, weddings, and birthdays. Or wedding anniversaries too. I think it's kind of funny that they lump breakfast in with the weddings and birthdays, because weddings and birthdays are a festive occasion. Breakfast, you have it every day. I guess you could make it festive. I don't know. Brunch is kind of festive, right?
Yeah.
Because like you go out to brunch with your friends, it's festive. Anyway, somebody actually told us about this when we were when we were doing the aviary episodes. I was doing shots of Malort before every video, because that is the traditional, very polarizing Chicago bitter that everyone's like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. So my good friend Zara Bates got me a bottle and we were drinking it, and now somebody said, hey, you should try Gammel Dansk. That's the Danish version of Malort, basically. So we're going to try it. So anyway, Gammel Dansk comes in at 38% alcohol by volume. It actually literally translates to Old Danish. That's what the name is. So it's Old Danish Bitter Dram. I like it. It's kind of my style. Let's sip it. Ooh, look at the color. Well, it's much darker than Malort, I'll say that. First impressions are a little licoricey. It's a little, there's some anise in that. It tastes like anise and Old Spice mixed.
Sounds lovely.
Let's see what it tastes like. Ooh. Oh, it is a lot like Malort. You know what is interesting about this is that it has a very quinine flavor to it too. It's like licorice and quinine, but what's very interesting about this, which is very close to Malort, is that Malort kind of goes in like water and finishes really bitter. I would actually say this is even more polarizing than Malort. This is really bitter on the finish. Malort is less bitter than this on the finish. This opens up to like polarizing bitterness. But what's crazy about it is that it goes in and it's very watery on the front end, and it's not very flavorful, and until it hits your back palate, that's when all the flavor kind of explodes. And that's exactly what Malort does, which I think makes it really unique, like a unique bitter. Not a lot of bitters do that. Like most of the bitters that you get, like Amaros and stuff, the Italian bitters, they open up and you find different flavors as you sip it, but they open up in like flavor from front to end, where this is almost no flavor on the front and then massive flavor on the end. It is like drinking cologne. I mean, it's I gotta drink some water. That is like what is that flavor? There's flavors in there that I can't quite place. There's anise, for sure. There is quinine in this. There has to be quinine. I have to look up the ingredients list on the internet, man, because there has got to be quinine in this.
Yeah, there's some.
Now this right here, the Gammel Dansk Cocktail Challenge. Maybe we should challenge you guys. Maybe we should run a little contest, the Gammel Dansk Cocktail Challenge. Oh man, that is good.
Well, it just says that it contains licorice.
Is what I meant to say. What?
It just says contains licorice, but then it says it contains 29 herbs,
Wait, are you reading Dutch?
Danish.
Or Danish?
Yeah, it says
Is Danish not Dutch? I guess not.
No.
Now I'm gonna get crap for that from everybody on the internet.
Dutch is like
Dutch is what they speak in Holland.
Yes.
Danish, I guess, is
Denmark.
Anyway,
It's 29 herbs. They don't say which ones. It contains roots, bark, and flowers. Both the petals
bark,
and
and
the
flowers.
actual flower.
roots, bark, and flower. Right. So they're doing it like the most bitters. Roots, bark, spices. They don't have any spices in that, evidently. It's just licorice and bark.
Yeah.
And flowers. All right. It's like the Danish version of like chartreuse or something, but like not sweet, super bitter. This right here is crazy. People think that Malort is bad. You should try some Gammel Dansk. This is the Danish Malort. I completely agree with that. All right, moving on. Okay, how do you pronounce an O with a line through it? Likør.
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 And then likør.
I mean, I guess people are just gonna have to. You know what? I'm sorry, Norwegians. I'm about to butcher your language. All right, next one up is called Saint Hallvard Likør.
Likør.
Likør. Weren't you the one that said that no American could ever pronounce anything in Norwegian correctly, though? Like a while ago?
Pretty much, yeah. No, unless you were
Likør.
born in Norway, like the first language you started talking was Norwegian,
Norway, you
you're
can't do
pretty
it.
much not going to get it.
It's done. Nobody, that's why nobody speaks Norwegian but the Norwegians.
Yep.
Okay, so this is an herbal liqueur, potato-based spirit. It is aged in oak casks. It is 80 proof, that's pretty hefty for a liqueur. Here, I'll read the back of the bottle for you guys. I don't really have much on it. There is actually not that much on the internet. It is a Norwegian, obviously, as you can tell by the butchering of the word liqueur that I did. Yeah. It is the time-honored herbal liqueur is made according to the old Norwegian recipe. The use of specifically select herbs and spices followed by a long period of oak maturation gives this liqueur, which they did not write in the Norwegian way in the back. They wrote all of this in English, which is kind of nice. A distinctive smoothness and an exquisite mellow flavor. It is produced in Oslo, Norway. Do you know anything about this? Do you have any?
No. But I
have
have no idea.
Personal experience with this liqueur. No. They make it sound like it's going to taste really great, and after the Gammel Dansk, anything is going to taste great.
And I just looked it up because I didn't know this, but Saint Hallvard, he's the patron saint of Oslo, the capital, and he's the one on the picture.
Patron saint of Oslo. That's
he's on the city shield or emblem or whatever you call it.
Is this him?
That's him, yeah.
That's Saint Hallvard.
Yep.
And what did the patron saint of Oslo do?
I'm on Wikipedia.
What do saints do?
Well,
they just sit around being sainty?
He's considered a martyr because his defense of an innocent thrall woman.
Oh, he died in the protection?
Yeah, it was like this slave woman.
Oh, and that's why I guess you become a saint after you die.
If you do something.
Was Mother Teresa a saint while she was living?
No, you became a saint after. Yeah.
So you're not a saint until after you die.
Yeah, I think it's after you die. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's.
And sometimes it takes like years.
So there really there's no perk to being a saint. It's just when you die. It's just a title. It's terrible. You would think if you did all of the, whoa, it's really yellow. That reminds me of Suze. Dude, and like, I don't know if you can see this, but it's like really oily. It's like, the sugar is almost like, it's like the sugar is like sort of separating from the spirit or whatever. It's like really, it's got this, you see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of like oily look to it. All right, I don't know. I'm like traumatized by the Gammel Dansk. Ooh. Kind of like Galliano a little bit. but much more bitter on the finish. It's almost like if you took a little bit of Galliano and mixed it with Gammel Dansk. It's like bitter on the finish, but it's not super bitter and it's really sweet.
So it's the Malort of Galliano?
I guess. The Malort of Galliano doesn't really make any sense, but yeah, kind of. I mean, it's very herbal. It's very, very herbal, almost a little bit chartreusey in a way. Although I like chartreuse better than this. It's not bad though, but it's very sweet and very herbal, and then it has this bitter finish. So it's like if chartreuse had this really kind of ended on this very like bitter note, it would be very similar. This is, you know, it's kind of like, I think that people who like chartreuse would like this. This I could see putting in a cocktail. This is something that I could work with this. And like, if I wanted like a really nice bitter note on something, I would put it in there. It's not bad though. It's this one I like. I will say that I like this one a lot. The St. Hallvard Liqueur. Likør. You almost have like this weird thing that you like Likør. Like, do it again.
Likør.
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 Likør. That was close.
Yeah, I guess.
You roll your eyes. Nope. All right, well, there you have it. St. Hallvard Liqueur. Sonnema Berenburg is the Netherlands answer to like Italian Amaro. This is basically very related to an Italian Amaro. It was created in the 19th century by a spice merchant named Hendrik Berenburg, and it is basically made by taking a secret amount of spices and putting it into Genever. Basically what happened was once this thing got really popular, a lot of local varieties started popping up, and then there was a law made saying that they couldn't call it Berenburg, so they started calling it Berenburg and Berenburger and Berenburger to differentiate it from the original. But this here is the original. It is 30% alcohol by volume, and it was created in 1860, I guess. All right. Let's see what it says on the back of the... Oh, it's all in fucking nether speak. So I can't...
Dutch?
Yeah, it's Dutch. Or nether speak. Either one. So I can't read it. All right. Ooh. I don't know why I just saw it come out brown and say, ooh. I mean, that's basically the color of Amaro. A lot of you guys want to see me get drunk. Well, now you're seeing Leandro get a little tipsy while we chased all of these, because I have not been spitting. I have been swallowing all of this. All right.
Cursing like a sailor.
You know what? There's so much of the last one on my palate, I need to take a sip of water. All right. All right. Ready? It's a very light smell. Kind of has like a burnedy quality to it. Like a very mild burnt sort of quality to it. Very watery, but also flavorful, but not like, it's not very viscous. It's not sticky or sweet. I mean, it has a sweetness to it, but it's very watery. I don't know who the hell would buy this entire bottle and finish it though. I mean, I am a guy that loves bitters. I love Italian Amaro. I love really bitter flavors. I love bitters. This though is bitter. I'm going to say that this ranks probably as number 2 in polarizing next to the Gammel Dansk. And I want to actually put, it probably goes like Sonnema Berenburg, Malort, and then Gammel Dansk as the most polarizing. But this is it's a watery, what other flavors can I taste in it? Oh, I don't know what more to say about this. It's like so hard to describe what this is. It's very hard to describe, like, you know what, Marius? Tell me if I'm wrong. Here you go. Come on. Come on now.
Ooh,
See? Very light, right?
Mm-hmm, but...
Would you say burnt quality?
I mean, it's just ethanol to me. It smells like. But
really, that's it? You don't smell anything else in there? God, kind of strange, right?
Yeah.
It's very watery.
It just tastes like, it's very watery, like watered out, but really potent.
But potent, right? It's like the ethanol is really like it has a burnt. Okay, I want to separate what I'm about to say from the burnt quality, like the burnt flavor quality, is that it also has like a fair amount of like kind of ethanol flavor to, like ethanol, not flavor, but like burn to it. So you get that burn, but then it's also like, it smells like burnt leaves or something. There's something really familiar about how this tastes. But it's also very watery. It's not very, it's like weird. It's like watery and strong. Yeah. And there's a fair amount of ethanol burn to it. But also kind of like, I just burped a little.
Those two shouldn't mix. I mean, it tastes like it's watered out alcohol, but then it's not. It's like,
well, it has like, potent. I don't know. I kind of feel like the flavor of it is like wet leaves or something is what it kind of tastes like. It's interesting.
It tastes like something, but nothing.
What's crazy about this is that this got so popular that people started making bootleg, like local varieties of this. Why did this get popular? That's the question. It's like, it does not taste like Geneva. It doesn't have the maltiness that Geneva does. I don't know. I say that it's terrible, but I also start, like I'm still drinking it. Well, there it is. The Sonnema Berenburg. I don't know if you got anything out of that, guys. It's very interesting. I don't know. Maybe I'll try and work this into a cocktail somehow. I don't quite know how I'm going to do that.
We'll see if there's any cocktails with it.
Huh?
Yeah, we'll see if
we'll
there's
have to research to see if anyone's done any cocktails with it, and or maybe try and be the first ones to do it. It's so watered down. I feel like this could get lost in a cocktail very easily. You put any other flavor, unless you mix it with gin or something. This is going to have to go in like a gin stirred cocktail or a Geneva stirred cocktail, because otherwise it's just going to get lost. The flavor profile is so not strong. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. It's like, because did you say that when you were like, when you were tasting it, did you say that it was strong?
It's just very ethanol-y, like it.
Right. What's the word for something that's like not strong, but like, it's kind of, it is kind of like strong in its, like the way that it is, but it's not strong in flavor. There's not a ton of flavor in this. That's the thing. Yeah. It's a very light flavor, but it's kind of a strong taste.
Yeah, it tastes like alcoholic water, which makes no sense.
That does make no sense. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. The Sonnema Berenburg. All right, next one up is Bols Coburg Classic. This is a, well, as it says a Wilde Bessen Likør, or wild berry liqueur. I figured that one out all on my own. This is the #1 drank liqueur in the Netherlands, as from what I've read. It is basically what do they call it? Red fruit gin. It's like a red fruit infused gin. It is also favored by the women of the Netherlands, and it has a very blackberry flavor to it, is what they say. Let's actually crack it open and see what it tastes like.
And they say it's made by Bols, but it doesn't say Bols anywhere on the bottle.
It's true, right? It does say Bols Coburg Classic, right? And yeah, it does not say Bols anywhere here at all. But it doesn't say, it says Coburg. Maybe this is like, because like the address that they have right here is like for Coburg, so maybe it's like Bols is the parent company.
Maybe.
And this is like a company within the company, sort of like how Drink Works is a company owned by Keurig. I pronounced it right that time, guys. Keurig. I said Querig, and everyone was like, how can somebody, you know what somebody actually said? They said, how can I take your word about how it tastes if you can't even pronounce the company right? I thought that was pretty humorous. But one has nothing to do with the other. All right. It does not say Bols on it, but I have read that it is made by Bols, or maybe Bols is the parent company to Coburg.
Did you know that Bols is the oldest distiller in the world? I mean,
yeah, and not only that, but they've been producing Geneva since 1576. Although they actually used to produce it out of malted wine, but now it is produced out of a neutral grain spirit. And they've been doing that since 1826. What? All right, let's taste it. It smells like berries. Whoa, hey now. It tastes like, that's a weird taste. It's like, tastes like high C. You didn't even know you don't know what high C is, do you?
I do know.
Yes, a taste of blackberries, like almost totally.
Is it sweet?
Very sweet. I mean, it tastes like juice. Like you could literally, I see why someone was like, add it to orange juice. It's very sweet, very sugary, very blackberry in flavor, and it has like a slight alcohol burn on it. It is 20% alcohol by volume, so more like a liqueur strength or like wine strength. Well, that's a little bit up from wine. I think wine's around 16% or so, 14 to 16%. This is 20, so it's a little up. It's like, you know, it's liqueur strength, I guess. It's not like, but like some of the other ones are like 38%.
The one was like 80, was it?
The other one was 80, yeah. Well, the other one was 80 proof, which is 40%, yeah, which is kind of high. I mean, it's delightful. I mean, I definitely can add this. You could add this into like a bramble or something, like a creme de mure. Kind of has that same flavor. Although I got to say this would be like a little bit lighter than creme de mure would be, a little bit more sweet than creme de mure would be. But basically, this is like creme de mure for the Netherlands. Blackberry liqueur. It's good. No problem finishing that one. All right, there it is, the Coburg Classic. Give you guys a nice look at the bottle. All right, guys, so we didn't want to make a 1 hour long video about tasting all of these, so we're gonna break them up. Part 2, we'll be tasting the gins that Marius picked up, and part 3, we'll be tasting the vodkas, specifically these Zubrovka and Dubrovka. So tune in on another time. See ya.